Oh God. I think I may have made a huge mistake. All right, so we're taking a look at the Portland Design Works Origami rear fender. So despite having a set of real fenders, if you will, I bought this for my sort of main high performance bike, my titanium honey gravel all-road type bike, because I don't always like going through the process of taking the fenders on and off. I don't like using the fenders when it's nice weather because, I don't know, they don't look as cool, okay? It's vanity. It adds a minuscule amount of weight. It doesn't feel as cool to ride. So I grabbed this fender. It was like 22 bucks or something. And the purpose is to be something that is quick to take on and off. If all of a sudden you need to go out and you need to do a wet ride, or maybe you go on a long bike packing trip and just want to keep this in a bag and strap it onto the bike if you need it. Some assembly was required. The main fender piece of plastic here has these snap buttons that snap onto the frame, which you actually have to screw onto the main bracket, and then you attach the main bracket onto the clamping mechanism. Pretty easy to put together. And then you have this cam lock thing here with a rubberized strap that goes around a piece of tubing on the bike, most likely your seat post. So I'm gonna take it out for a ride. I'm gonna strap it on the bike and go see what my initial impressions are, because for some reason we're having like a weird rainstorm right now in Boston. It's like in the high 40s in the winter and it's rainy and windy, which is really strange. So maybe the climate is changing? Not the topic for this video, but anyway, let's go out and take a ride. So here we are, down next to the Charles in Boston. Actually, this is the Cambridge side, technically. Interestingly, looks like someone fished a bike out of the river recently. Doesn't look like it's in that great a shape. I don't know if that's going to be salvageable. Anyway, let's take a look at this fender here. As you can see, it's raining lightly. It's the sky's about to turn blue. I think my back has been staying dry, so it's been pretty effective so far. I think it looks kind of cool. Kind of looks like a motocross fender, which is kind of appropriate for a bike you're trying to ride fast, possibly off-road sometimes. The end of the strap, there's no way to really manage it or kind of hold it in place, but you know, your leg hits it when you're pedaling, but it's not really a big deal. It's not like it provides any resistance or hurts you or anything. The fender seems to work well. My back's not getting wet. I'm not getting, this is old dry dirt on this from previous days riding. You know, still gonna get plenty of grime all over the frame. The drivetrain doesn't protect that like full fenders would, but it protects your back, and I guess that's really the point. Still gonna get junk all over the front, of course. Don't have a front fender, so you know, it's good for what it is. I view this as just like a temporary kind of fender. You need it real quick. You're gonna bring it bike packing. You're not really gonna keep it on all the time. You're just gonna have it with you so you can use it if you need it. And for the price, I think it's good. The mounting seems pretty solid. People have complained about the strap not being secure enough that it slides around, but basically what I did was, with the cam open, I tightened the strap kind of snug and then pulled the cam tight, and that was fine. Ah, looks like the sky's turning blue. Maybe this will be an alright ride after all. It's pretty warm. It's like 50 degrees. Not normal for this time of year in Boston. Alright, so I rode a bit further down the river and rode on some dirt paths a bit. And as you can see, the fender does not keep the front of you from getting wet and dirty. So, yeah, pretty disgusting. Shoes, legs, completely covered in mud and dirt. As for the bike, yeah, plenty of dirt on the frame, but still nothing on my back as far as I can tell. Let's see if you can look down there. so my back is dry. But you know, the front is a major source of dirt and water. When would I use this fender? Probably if I woke up and I had to commute to work and I had to get there really quick and it was raining. I'd probably take my faster bike with this fender on it. Otherwise, I'd probably take my truck bike, which is kind of like more of a commuter utility. It's an old mountain bike that I put drop bars on, and that has full fenders. Yeah, I don't know, and maybe if I saw the weather forecast had rain in it, I might go for the full fenders anyway to protect the front of my body from the water. I don't know how well the front version of the Portland Design Works fender, the Origami fender, would work. I assume it would be okay. It'd protect maybe stuff splashing up in this area, but it's not going to do as good as a real fender. Would I even take this fender bike packing? I don't know. I wouldn't take it to like a rainy gravel ride or something where you're just already planning on being disgusting all day from sweat and dirt and whatever. I would just embrace that. But if I was going bike packing for a long amount of time, it might be a similar thing. If it's gonna rain, you wear a rain jacket, you're gonna get rain on your back. You're going to get dirt flying up your back, and maybe you just deal with it and you clean up at the end of the day because you're going to be sweaty and gross no matter what. So, to save the space and the weight. And actually, if you're bike packing, you might have a saddle pack out here that accomplishes a very similar goal. I would say the usefulness is commuting really quickly where you didn't realize it was going to be raining and you weren't prepared, so you need a fender real fast so your back doesn't get disgusting. That is the use case for this fender. Ideally, you should just have an actual commuter bike and put real fenders on it. But if you only have your Speed Demon race bike, whatever, this is an alright option.